Welcome back to another FREERIDE Bike Build. Today we're going to try and answer the question, is single speed a better idea than gears? We're just going to have to find out. We're going to try and make this bike a bit more free. We're going to do that by taking off the gears and setting it up as a single speed. Slight issue is the derailleur hanger is snapped and we don't have another one here at the moment unless it magically appears at home. So first up, let's take off the old gears. You'll probably see the derailleur hanger is just clean snapped. We're going to have to sort that out, but first we've got to pop the chain off and take off the old derailleur because that's no use to us now. Okay, so we've got the gears off, then we can start getting the wheel off and trying to get the single speed set up. I really wouldn't recommend doing bike mechanics in these Joey Crew hoodies because they're pretty white. These ones, anything will stain them. But don't worry, jizz doesn't stain them. And that's tried and tested. My two favourite mountain bike riders are Remy Morton and Braga Vestovic. The way Remy Morton rides his bike is with no chain, no derailleur, no any of that stuff. Keep it simple, which I like that idea. But unfortunately we can't really do that in the UK because there's a lot of pedaling. So what I'm going to do is have it single speed so you can pedal, but you don't change gear and you're stuck with it in that one gear. I think it'll be a bit of a fiddle, but we might be able to get it to work. So we've also upgraded the pedals, so they are pretty much the exact same as they were, but this is the size large. Let's get the wheel off and set up the cassette for single speed. Here's our issue. That's supposed to have another bit going off of it for the derailleur to screw into. But as you can see, it doesn't have that bit because it's been snapped. Just chuck a little zip tie on here. So just got to get the cassette off of this wheel because we're going to be setting up with the single speed cassette. So this tool is called a chain whip and that basically keeps the cassette steady. And then you use this one to plug into the cassette and unscrew it. So I actually sent a message to Remy Morton on Instagram asking what he thinks I should do to this bike, and he said I should run it pretty much like this with no chain, no cassette, nothing to pedal with. I do like that idea, but I think that could be a bit of a waste of a bike. If you look at how complicated this is, all those moving parts, and then replacing it with this thing, which literally just mounts on and the chain runs through it. This doesn't move at all. This one I think will work really well on the GT. It's strong and it'll take the big hits and hopefully the chain won't fall off. But first we've got to try and get it on the bike, which involves a derailleur hanger, which we don't have. Also, we're making the GT lighter. Look at all this weight that we're removing. But first, let's Remy Mortonify this bike. I'm doing what Remy Morton told me to do. So the benefits of this, there is some, but equally you could argue that it's a lot worse. And I'd probably say it is a little bit worse. The cool thing is you don't have to worry about any chain mechanical issues because there's nothing there anymore. It's just a free hub body. When you've got your feet off the bike in the air doing a trick, your pedals are free to move, and that can be an issue, but oh well. A good benefit of having it single speed or chainless is you've got no shifter, so you get a nice clean cockpit. So we came home for a bit and guess what arrived? You guessed it, the derailleur hanger. So we're gonna go back to the bike shop and give it another shot. Maybe we can get this thing properly built today. Let's try it. So we got the derailleur hanger and it was in our post box. Steph didn't check it when I told him to. So we're going back to the bike shop. Yeah, that thing. Turns out it was inside of us the whole time. So we're back again, going to the bike shop. We're going to surprise Liam. I think he's going to be stoked to see us. Yeah, just all in all, good vibes.
We are.
Right, back to the shop. Let's go. We got home and it had already been delivered this morning. Right when I texted Steph before I left to collect him saying, can you check the post box? He didn't bother and it's been here the whole time. So, old and new. The bolt that needs to mount this to the derailleur hanger isn't here. And I've been looking everywhere. I've bashed this out of an old bike. Oh, look. Too short. Perfect diameter, perfect everything, it's just too short. We couldn't find the thing that would fit, and now we have. Look at that. That's what we're putting on the bike. This is a Baz build, so it's never going to be perfect, is it? But I've just been looking for the bolt for the past probably half an hour. It's been really hard to find one, so it's definitely not what it should be, but we're just trying to work with what we've not got, really.
What's the problem?
I'm actually such an idiot. That's the dumbest thing I've literally ever done on a bike. I put all of these on, so there was nothing for it to bite onto. So the chain whip couldn't go onto it because there was no cog to bite onto. So when I tightened it up, not thinking about it, I just did it moderately tight. I realised I couldn't get it off, so chucked it in the vise and a bit of scratching up, but we got it off. Now I've learned. I've just cranked that on, so that's on for good now. Let's just pray that I got it all right. 1 out of 95% chance that this is correct. We're nearing the end point because if I'm any longer, I'm gonna be late to my girlfriend's house. I think we're almost at the finish line. We just need to take out maybe 2 or 3 links out of the chain. We've done a lot of tinkering today. We spent many hours in this place. We've chucked on pretty much a whole new drivetrain today, and the cranks are all tightened, new pedals, new single speed thing, a lot done, gears are removed, they're all gone. That's sick. This bike is now properly free. A true free ride rig. Now we got the single crown forks up front, I think this bike is gonna rip. You'll see in our next video how this bike performs on the trail. Obviously, none of this build would be possible without this bike shop. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Cyclists Fighting Cancer because they let me use all their stuff and it means I can actually build the bike because if I was back home, I would not be building that right. So cheers to them. Thanks for watching. See ya.